Right, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to another pre-market live stream. We're gonna talk about what happened today on May 12th. I'm gonna go over the CPI data that came out a couple of minutes ago, and the news, the geopolitics, and also the tickers on watch. So first of all, we had CPI data today that came out 0.6% month over month, 0.4 core CPI, and year over year CPI rose to 3.8% from 3.3. On the market gap down on both SPY and Qs, and oil went above 100 per barrel. If you check out the oil price, the crude oil, it went above 100, and it hit actually around this 101.5, $102, and this was around like 3.5% increase on oil price. And yeah, that's basically the inflation fear as a result of energy price. Okay, and the main news, the main catalyst for today would be the geopolitical tension again. So there are some reports of possible renewed U.S. combat operations in Iran, and Wall Street Journal reports United Arab Emirates also is conducting covert attacks on Iran, UAE. So that would be again the current news for the market, a possible fear for the market, which will directly impact the oil price. And as a result, with oil price rising, the price on the equities and the stock market drops. Okay, so the still AI and semiconductor stocks are the leader so far, and yeah, the main concern is higher inflation and rising oil prices that will possibly result in Fed having some restrictive basically methods for rate cuts. And that would be, I guess, it. Inflation, oil, geopolitics, and some stocks on watch. I will go over them. Wendy's, WEN, had earning WEN up 17%, right at this like $8. So it's the price of the stock is pretty cheap. Like if you wanna just focus on some of these tickers, and its market cap is right 1.3 billion. So if you want to check it out, possibly this could be a name for those who are interested in smaller tickers. HIMS had earning down 14%, gap down, went below this 25 level. So if it holds below this 25, this might be a good short setup. If it continues going lower, eBay rejected GameStop's proposal, and yeah, that would be it on the stock and earnings side for today. Let's talk about the S&P 500. So we saw oil pushed back up higher. Now let's take a look at S&P 500 and see how we are basically performing here on SPY. So what happened yesterday? Yesterday we finally broke out of this 437, 438 zone, pushed all the way higher, and it was consolidating for a while right around these areas. As you can see, the SPY broke out, retested this 738 and pushed all the way higher. Not the cleanest price action, but finally it hit this 740 and then all the way rejected it back down to this 738-ish zone at the end of the day. All right, so that was the SPY's price action. Then the price gapped down and we're back at the zones that we were trading back in like Friday. And after CPI, the price is trying to push back up higher. Now this zone of resistance is technically maybe right around these areas. If we break out of this 738, right, we have room to push higher and retest these 739, 740 ish levels on SPY. On the other hand, we have this 735, 736 demand that if we do break that, we might push lower on SPY. Not saying that is that's going to be a reversal or anything like that. We just need some sort of possibly a pullback on the overall market. If that happens, we might push all the way back down till maybe 732 733 zone on SPY. Okay, so that would be the focus for the day. Another scenario is the price being stuck in this range, 738 and 735. If it just stay in this range, probably that would end up a pretty choppy price action on SPY, and you would want to avoid it if you want to catch some momentum here. So the key areas, 735, 738. On long term, we're just like rallying as we've been rallying the last couple of weeks. And if you see, we had a couple of red days as well. And those red days were the days that the market basically consolidated. Either it was a pullback or it was just like a consolidation, that the price just stayed in range for a while. This is something that probably is going to happen. About the tensions, geopoliticals, the news is there, but we'll see if it affects the market and how it will affect the market. For now, we had the CPI data and the market started pushing all the way higher after the CPI. So I would be watching this 738 as a key level. Another scenario is seeing a rejection of 738 and pushing back down and then breaking through this zone and pushing all the way lower. That's also another scenario. But in case of breaking the 738, we have 740 right on top of us on SPY. Okay, Qs. Let's see what happened on Qs. Qs had this obvious crazy rally after this Friday's rally yesterday. We didn't have a crazy day like SPY. We had this breakout of 712, and then the price was consolidating, finally pushed back down, and then in the pre-market we gapped down and we are trading right around this 708 level. So the low of yesterday would be around this 709, and it's around this pre-market high level as well. So one scenario is a breakout of this area as a result of, again, CPI, and that would be again a bullish setup on Qs. Another scenario is, and if that happens, basically if we do break, we can hit 712 and then push all the way higher to 714, 15 again. The other scenario is rejecting around these areas, which we did reject here, and then we'll see if we do reject and consolidate and chop around this zone, and that would be probably a messy price action and choppy price action. Another one would be rejection of this zone and then breaking below this 705, and if that happens, we possibly have some room to push all the way lower to this previous high that we had around like 700, 701. So the market is right in the edge of either pushing higher, continuing, or breaking and giving us a short-term quick move to the downside. Again, if the market drops, don't panic, don't think like this is it, the market is reversing. We don't know that. Like the market has been like rallying like crazy. We need a clear confirmation on the price action to see if the price technically reverses or at least gives us a normal pullback on daily chart or not. All right, with that being said, let's take a look at Dow Jones as well. We are still holding right at this 495, 500 level. We're still there. The price is just stuck there. So this, if you consider this 495 till 500 a critical zone, a resistance, still resistance, we are still in the range. So a little bit of a tough price action, sideways price action, inside day price action on Dow Jones. And again, we need to get out of this area for a clear move. SMH running, rallying, and finally pulling back down. And right now we are holding right at this zone. If we do take a look at this previous high that we experienced, right around this 523, no, 553, right below this 553, we have room to break below this maybe 560-ish level and then hit this 552-53 level on SMH. We'll see if that happens or not. Like the overall market, we'll be watching the pre-market low and a possibility of like this pre-market high breakout and then retesting again all-time high. That's another setup and scenario. Tickers. Apple is trading right at this all-time high. If you consider this as the previous all-time high that we had and we broke, we are basically holding right above it, made a new high, pushed back down, a higher high, and now these lowers are basically holding the previous resistance area that we had on Apple a couple of days ago, which was basically Thursday, right? So what is happening here is just consolidation in this range. Apple could possibly break out of this 293, 292, 93 level and hit this 295 and go for all-time highs. It's holding really well. Like in the last almost 2 days, we held pretty well. And today we're holding there as well. So Apple definitely on watch for a possible bounce here. The price looks good. If it doesn't break out of this triangle that is forming right now, it might consolidate for a while. And if the price breaks below this 290, we're failing for short term. If we break below this 288, we're technically failing this whole all-time high break and hold. Tesla, beautiful trade yesterday. Amazing trade. I explained this whole setup in the pre-market. I left my desk, my trading desk, like early in the morning around like 10:20, and I missed this whole reversal. But this was basically something that I mentioned even at the end of the live session. If you guys remember, I specifically said if the price holds 410, 415 zone, this zone, and bounce back up, look for a reversal, and if the reversal happens, that could be a good setup for Tesla for a continuation. Tesla looks strong, and this was insane. And I came back when the price was just already like done, like the move already happened. But this was a beautiful setup, a massive move on Tesla, and it's holding pretty strong, right? I like this. This gap down happened as a result of the whole market pushing back down, and we are holding right at this 436 level. And in my opinion, we are holding pretty well. And if the price kind of holds right around this 436, we might have room to push above this 450, 52, 355 resistance. This is a big resistance that we rejected multiple times before in the historical price action of like when in January, and even before that we reacted to this zone multiple times, and then after that we have this 460 level. But for now, what we have is a consolidation, a normal healthy pullback so far. We'll see how the price opens. We'll see how Tesla reacts to 436 and then maybe 432. So we had this higher high, higher low, higher high, and now we are kind of forming this higher low. We'll see if the price will hold here or retest this 431, 432. If it bounces here, or if it hit this 432 and bounces, that could be another, again, great opportunity. The market is holding really well overall in the last few weeks, and breaking out and retesting the previous key zone holds and works perfectly. So we'll be watching Tesla for a possible possible hold right around these areas. And if it breaks out of this pre-market level, which is right here, and if I just set it right here for you guys just to see it, if you break out of this 442-ish level, we can go all the way up till this 448, 450 again, but again, that's a big resistance zone. You need to be aware of it. So Tesla 442, 43, and then this 436, 437 on watch for possible pullback or continuation on Tesla. NVDA is holding pretty well as well. I like how it broke out yesterday. You see, this was the previous resistance zone. We broke out, beautiful breakout. I caught this move, and then we retested. We are holding this and bouncing back up. So above pre-market level, again on watch for possible continuation. If it doesn't fade, if it doesn't push all the way back down, and if it holds around these areas, there is high chance of NVDA getting out of this for 719, 720. What? No, 219, 220 zone. For some reason, I saw this as 7 zone, and go for another push higher. We had hard time breaking yesterday, so don't expect this to be an easy move, an easy resistance. This was a massive zone, 220 all the way up till this 222, and we rejected it hard multiple times. So just keep that on watch and be aware of this resistance zone. On the other hand, the pre-market held pretty well right above this 217. I will be watching this 216, 218 demand zone on watch. Google, yeah, I don't like Google's price action really that much right now. If it pushes back lower, we have like a couple of layers of demand right around this 384, 380, and then we have this 360. Maybe below this 380, it might get interesting. I will set an alert, but I'm not really a fan of trading Google right now. AMD pulling back down, right? AMD is pushing back down. This is a gap. Sorry, this is not the gap. This was the zone that I didn't want to trade, but this is the gap. So we are getting back to this previous zone that the price was consolidating, forming this triangle, and the zone would be basically right around this area of like red one, right? So if we break below this 442.3, we can retest this 430-ish level, 430.32 level on AMD. AMD is pulling back down, but at the same, it's not really weak. Like, this is a massive, strong move on AMD. It's not weak by any means. It's just pulling back down, and you need to be aware of the fact that you're trading. If you want to, let's say, if AMD pushes below this 443 and drops and shows some sign of basically short opportunity for a small quick move, or maybe for scalping for in a small time frame, you need to be aware that you're basically trading against this massive bullish trend, and at the same time this whole sentiment behind AI. It might happen, but you need to be aware of the next level, and that's right around this 431, 432. So be aware of it. On the other hand, we have this level that is actually resistance, right? So we were right above it. It was holding as a demand, the price bouncing back up, finally broke, and now we're rejecting this zone. So this 442 and this 455, 56 would be two key zones on watch on AMD. Meta actually broke below the 600 level, finally. So this is a good setup right now. I like how Meta broke 600, the level that I was watching it right, I guess here, and these couple of days, and it couldn't break. Finally, we broke, unfortunately, in the pre-market level, but it's good. We're still holding pretty well right below this 600 598 level, right? If we want to check it out, you can see that this 598 was a level that we hit and bounced back up. Now we broke down and retested and rejected 598. So in case of continuation, I mean sell-off continuation on Meta, definitely below this 593 594 would be the level that I would be watching on Meta for a short setup and short opportunity. Next one would be MU, and we'll end it probably there. MU is pulling back again, like AMD. It's strong name, like it's not really that weak, but we are seeing some signs of pullback, and we have this gap. So below this 766, we have a gap to fill down till 745, 746, and that could be an opportunity. On the other hand, above pre-market level 788, we can retest the previous all-time highs and maybe have new all-time highs again. All right, awesome. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and trade live with MTC team. If you want to trade with us every single day, make sure you check out the description below and join us and trade live with us every single day. Make sure you like, subscribe to the channel, and comment below if you have any questions. Thank you. I'll see you